watching and thank you for joining us. I'm Ashley French.
And I'm Ray Turner.
And we are the Turner Real Estate Network. And tonight we're going to talk to you about how you can make your home more attractive to the millennial buyer. Now, you're probably wondering, why should I care what a millennial buyer is looking for? Well, the reason is millennial buyers actually make up 30% of the buyer pool. So you don't want to miss out on a third of the buyers, right? Now, before we get started, we want to make sure you understand who is a millennial. So a millennial is anyone who was born in the 80s or in the early 90s. And I know sometimes when it comes to millennials and home buying, you may have heard some myths out there that millennials aren't buying. I know some people say they don't save money or they like to travel, but that's not true, right?
You're going to have the crotchety old guy speak to the myths?
Yeah.
Yeah, really, I think millennials, when they graduated from university and everything, it didn't seem very attractive home ownership, and there was a lot of media out there about rent versus own and rent being more beneficial. I think that has turned. Money is cheap. Millennials are in a different position right now. They paid off some student debts and different things. They're entrenched in their careers and everything, and some of them have actually finished some of their gallivanting around the world, and they're ready to settle into home ownership. So definitely the marketplace is reacting to them, and because it's 30% of them, the market's reacting to them, and so there's these trends created by it.
Right, so they're definitely out there, they're definitely buying homes, so that's why it's important. You don't want to miss out on a third of the buyers. So tonight we're going to give you 6 pieces of advice on how you can make your home more attractive to the millennial buyer. Now, if you're not ready to sell today, this is still important because maybe in the future you're going to want to make some upgrades to your home. So you're going to want to incorporate these things because these are going to be the items that buyers are looking for when you are ready to sell. So we'll get started with the first one, which is photos, photography, video.
Yeah, it's really important because let's face it, I mean, the millennial generation and younger, they've got this, I mean, surgically removed is what we need to do to these phones. But anyways, everything is visual now, so it's moving, to tablet and phone, and so the pictures, video need to be really sharp and professional and done right. So 95% of the buyers are finding their homes online, 30% of them being millennials. They're seeing it online, they're seeing it in Facebook and all of these other avenues, but the pictures, if they're not good, they're not even looking any further. And I mean, and a boomer wouldn't look any further either. So the pictures, video are of paramount importance.
Right. They're not even going to come out to see the house in person if they're not impressed by the photos that they see online and on their phones.
Yeah.
So that's the first piece of advice, great photos. Now, the second piece of advice, millennials are looking for home automation. And in a recent survey that was done by Better Homes and Garden magazine, 41% of millennials said they would brag to their friends about having a home automation system before they would brag about having a nice kitchen. Now, kitchens are important, as we know, but home automation has become really important as well. And a few things that you can incorporate into your home to make sure you have some home automation are a smart thermostat. So that would be a thermostat where you can download the app on your phone and you can manipulate the thermostat remotely. Another one would be your alarm system, your security system. So you want to make sure that it's wireless and that it has an app that you can download and control it from your phone. Another one is security cameras, and they now have a doorbell camera that can live stream video around your home right to your cell phone. So when you have a knock at the door or someone might be in your backyard, you can pull it right up on your phone and see who that is without even leaving the comfort of your couch or maybe even your office if you're not home. A couple other ones that are very affordable, and so I think everyone should consider them, is the electrical outlets. You can replace those with the ones that have the USB plugs. Those are fantastic. I feel like it gives it a high-tech look, but it's so affordable. We put one in our kitchen. We have them on either side of our nightstands in the bedroom, but you can plug your phone charger right into that USB without having the little charger block. So really inexpensive, easy to do, but it gives it that home automation, high-tech feel. Another one, cheap one, light bulbs. and get the LED lights. They even have ones now that have the remote controls, or you can control the lights right from your cell phone.
Yeah.
And then the smart door locks, that one is becoming really popular. It actually has a keypad, and you can lock the deadbolt from the keypad without even having a key. So
I feel really advanced now. We put one on the office.
Yeah. So you can send friends or family to your home, and you have, code you type in, and you can get right in the house without a key. So that's tip number 2. Home automation is really important to millennials. Now, the third one is
the updated interiors. So the trend now is, and like we said earlier, the market's kind of responding to it, but in the updated interiors, more maintenance-free interiors and exteriors. So the trend is no carpet, laminate floors or tile throughout, so that there's less cleaning, less maintenance and everything. And then countertops, the quartz is becoming really popular, and outside, shrubs and trees, landscaping that is less maintenance. So I don't think anybody's got a desire to have a dozen palm trees out there and they're trimming pond fronds every 6 months. Millennials want to spend their free time having fun and traveling, not doing yard work and fixing up their house.
Right.
And I can't disagree with that.
Right.
I kind of like the thought myself.
Right. We work really hard during the week, so when we have time off on the weekends,
Right.
we don't want to spend it working on the house. I know I don't. So that's your piece of advice number 3. Now, the fourth one is energy efficiency. So Millennial Buyers, in that same survey that I mentioned earlier, they actually said that they would spend 2 to 3% more on a home if they knew that it had energy efficient features throughout it. And the reason it's so important is because it's going to cut down on your electric bill, sometimes up to 50%, but also it makes you feel like you're doing your part to help the environment, which millennials really do care about. So a couple things you can do as far as energy efficiency. The first one is windows. Now, I know that's a big expense, but if you have an older home and you are thinking about replacing the windows, definitely do the energy efficient ones. Those are the ones we're finding when it comes to return on investment. When you sell your home, you're going to get that return if you invest in those windows. A couple other items you can do is the insulation in the attic. You could invest in a little more blown in insulation. It makes a big difference with the electric bill. Most of the heat that comes in is coming from the ceiling. So anything you can do with the insulation, that's a hot topic for buyers. And then as you're doing upgrades throughout the home, like appliances, definitely consider getting the energy efficient appliances. Look for the ones that have the Energy Star rating. And then even things like your water faucets, your toilets, your light bulbs, those are all items as you're making upgrades throughout your home. Definitely consider the energy efficient ones because it's going to help sell the home down the road. And then a couple other ones, if you have an irrigation system, they make the ones that can sense the rainfall. And so, especially here in Florida, if you've gotten enough rain, they're not going to go off. Yeah, it saves water, it saves power. And again, it helps the environment. You're not using the water if you don't need to. And then solar. Now, there's not a lot of talk about solar, but it is right on the verge of blowing up here.
Yeah, I think there's not as much talk here in Florida, but Elon Musk, the guy that owns Tesla and everything, they've been hitting it hard in California, Arizona, and the Northeast. So it's coming. It's definitely going to be, with him behind it, it's going to be a big thrust. And like you said, the millennials are interested in the environment, and solar will help, and then reduce utility bills and everything else.
Right. So energy efficiency, don't forget, that's really important. And then another one, number 5, is the home office space.
Yeah, that's an interesting stat. 38% of millennials work virtually or work from a home office. So the trend is either to have a den or a workspace that can be used as an office. Something it can be a nook, so to speak.
Right. So, if you don't have a dedicated office space right now in your home and you're worried, oh, great, I don't have one and I want to sell my home, just look for creative ways. Maybe you do have a little nook or a little place, even a corner somewhere where you can get creative, put a desk. But I think that when the time comes and you are ready to sell, having that little space there, it is attractive, definitely to millennials.
By the pool?
Yeah.
Just turn the water feature off?
I would love an office by the pool. Yeah. And then, all right, we're all ready to number 6. So number 6 is interesting. So this is not a piece of advice on what you can do inside your home or an upgrade, but it's very important to the millennial buyer. And that is Millennials are looking for a quick, transparent, and paperless home buying process. Now, the speed of the transaction, sometimes there's only so much we can do with financing and whatnot. And paperless, luckily, I feel like most systems now, we have the electronic signatures, we're sending documents by PDF, but transparency, that is huge. And I know we've both had a ton of millennial buyers lately. So what are you seeing as far as the trust and the transparency?
Yeah, the trust is a huge thing. So I think that millennials have a really sensitive BS meter.
Oh yeah.
So they're gonna sniff it right away, and so they should. So if you're not working, if it's not in your heart to work in their best interest, you lose them as a client. If the trust is gone and they're gonna waver. I think the other thing also is to explain the process in a succinct way, break it down so they understand it. So if they're a first-time home buyer, even if it's their second transaction, if you're breaking it down into simple components and explaining it in a succinct way, that helps build trust too, because then you become their trusted advisor in the process.
Right.
But it's a process to earn the trust of a millennial.
Right. And especially as a seller, I think it's really important that you are honest and upfront about the home. With the internet nowadays, people can find stuff out so easily. So if you've had any issues with the home, disclose it from the very beginning. Be honest, because like you said, the second that a millennial, and probably most buyers, if they sniff that you're being dishonest or you're trying to hide something, they're out and they're going to be on to the neighbor's house looking to buy that one. So the transparency and the honesty is so important with millennials. All right, so we've gone over the 6 pieces of advice on how you can make your home more attractive to millennials. And again, millennials are a third of the buyer pool, so you don't want to miss out on these buyers.
No.
Now, like we said in the beginning, you may not be looking to sell your home today, but if you, over time, as you're making upgrades to the home, these are some things that you can incorporate so when the time does come and you're ready to sell, I think this will ensure that you're getting top dollar for sure and that you sell quickly, which is every seller's goal. Right?
Yeah, and they're all of these things that we're telling you are actually setting the trend in the new build and everything else. So
yeah.
It's going to be an increasing influence. So we got to know about it. So as a realtor, you got to know about it. As a seller, you got to know about it.
Right.
Buyer.
Yep. All right, so there you have it. So those are our 6 pieces of advice on how you can attract a millennial buyer. Now, what we're going to ask is if you know somebody maybe that's looking to sell here soon, or maybe someone that might just be interested in learning some of these tips, we're going to ask if you can share this video, maybe tag them in the video below. If you enjoyed watching this video, we would appreciate you to just liking the video for us. And what we'd like to do is we plan to do these videos now in the future on a regular basis. So if you have a question, maybe something you've been afraid to ask or you don't know who to ask about real estate or maybe the local economy, buying, selling, anything, drop that question below and we would love to do another video here soon answering your questions.
Yeah, the next one could be how do you deal with an old codger boomer like me? I mean.
Yeah.
Grumpy old man.
Yeah, I think that would be a great one. So, so we thank you for taking the time to join us this evening. And again, we're the Turner Real Estate Network. So if there's anything we can do, please reach out to us. Give us a call. We'd love to help you in your next real estate transaction.